Well, seems like I only make videos on the crappy days. I might start making some more videos on the nice days, because we had mostly nice days this month. This is actually one of the few nasty ones. Just finished snowing. It's more like raining, misting now. You can see it, the trees are all just covered in ice. Everything's covered in ice. Little ice storm here. And I'm just trying to figure out a way to add some sort of a preheat to this thing, this diesel generator, because I don't have glow plugs or preheat on the intake or anything. So I tried a bunch of things. I bought a little 3x3 sticky heat pad, but there's nowhere to stick it on here. Everything is up and down, so I ended up using that for my compressor. I have a huge compressor that doesn't start in the winter as well. So I ended up buying this little 200 watt block heater. You stick it on the block, but this is aluminum, so that didn't work until I figured out this bar attached to it is steel. And you know what? It's not a great conductor of heat, but it will conduct through eventually. Might take a couple hours, but if I plug this in a couple hours before I want to start it, I should get heat. Like, let's see, is this bar hot? Oh yeah. Oh no, not hot, sorry. No, I can keep my hand on it. It's warm though, and it's freezing outside. That bar should not be warm. So that is absolutely working. Let's see the other side of the bar here where the heater is. Yep, it's warm. Yeah, not too hot to touch yet, but it's getting there. Now the heater itself, oh yeah, that's pretty hot. Definitely don't want to keep your finger on that sucker. But yeah, I'm gonna test this out, see if this works any good. Like that's the oil drain there. So you know that you got a bunch of oil at the bottom here. And I had a diesel leak actually on this line right there, where you can see my new fuel clamp. These little things, that couldn't do anything. It was just leaking like crazy. I didn't even notice it was leaking all over. It made a big mess in here. I only ran the thing like once, and it started leaking because this thing sat for like 10 years, but hardly ever got used. I probably should replace all the fuel lines in this sucker. Probably one thing I'm going to do soon, and put a bigger fuel filter on as well. But yeah, got a little charger that's always on the battery here. It sits right on top. It sits just fine. I don't know if this charges when it's running. I got to test that, because if it does charge when it's running, I really don't need that charger. Other than that, what do we got on here for hours? I think we got almost 10 hours on here now. Let's see here. This is a little vibration hour counter, so it senses when the generator's running by the vibration of it. It's the easiest hour meter you can put on. It just sticks to it. I really like it so far. Yeah, I got 9.8 hours on it. It's gonna help me track my generator's oil changes and whatnot. Anyways, I'm gonna run this for a bit. I'm gonna come back out here in about an hour or two. Before this, actually, I'll just show you right now. It won't start. I don't want to go too much. I don't wreck the starter. So it's not starting. I know some people on YouTube will just freaking crank the crap out of these things until it starts. I don't like to do that. So I'm going to wait till this gets nice and warm. I'm going to start it. I might even start it with my remote from the house. We'll see. See if that works, because that's ideal if I can. And if that works, I might drill a hole in here and put a grommet or something. I'm going to do something more permanent. Right now I just have these getting enclosed in the door. Yeah, I was just running this one. Like, I don't know. I just ran it for a little bit. I haven't run it in a long time now. I like to run my generators at least for, I don't know, 10 minutes a month or something like that, just to keep the fuel from going bad, because I use ethanol fuel. Same with this guy. Actually, this guy, it's been more than a month. I should probably start this guy. This will be the next one that charges the house for a little bit. And yeah, I got a lot of generators now. I went from having just one and problems with it to I got oodles. I don't have any problems with generators now. But I don't need to run any of them right now anyways, because my batteries are actually, believe it or not, with all this cloud and rain, and even with snow on the bottom of the panels, I am still making enough power to power the house and charge the battery slowly. Anyways, let's get to the next clip. Okay, so what I've done, I have the block heater and that charger, they're both plugged into this extension cord here, the orange one, and it runs inside my shed. And in my shed, I have a Wi-Fi switch right here, a Weon, and that connects to an app on my phone, and that makes it so I can turn the Wi-Fi switch on and off, so I can control the heater, the block heater, and the charger from my phone. So I can preheat for a couple hours, pre-charge the battery for a couple hours, let it get nice and warm inside, and then I'm going to attempt this. I have a remote start from this, and it will reach to my house, but it will not start ever when it's cold. But if that's warm enough, it should start, and I can stop it with my remote, and I should be able to turn on and off that block heater and the charger. So this should make it so I never have to leave, well, other than to fill up. I eventually want to hook this up to like an 800 liter diesel tank, so I literally never have to fill it up, hardly ever. It'll also be used for the tractor and whatnot on the property. But yeah, I got a big concrete pad that I got to move over here with the tractor. I already poured it. I'm going to put it right about here, and that's what the diesel generator is going to sit on in the tank. Anyways, let's see if this thing works. Okay, we are in the house, and you can see some of the panels are covered, some are not. We're going to see if we can start that generator. The sun's going to be going down the next hour, so I go by hearing because I can't see it. Nope. Come on, focus. Okay, I gotta put you guys out here. Oh, maybe not. Anyways, it's focusing on the screen. Oh, it almost started. This is with the heater's been on for 2 hours. Oh, it's so close. I'm gonna have to find a better point to put that. I bet you it starts over there if I do it manually. The problem with the remote start is if the battery voltage dips too far, the relay kicks off, and that it keeps happening. So let's go outside and see if it starts manually now. Okay, the sun's breaking through ever so slightly. Not through yet, but this is enough to make enough power to live off of with this amount of panels. And I'm about to start the generator, or try to start it off remote start, and if it doesn't start, we're going to try manual start, which I have a lot more luck with. But let's see if we even need to start it first off. Oh yeah, okay, we're at 60 volts. And what do we got coming in here? We have 430 watts, 565, 866, 735, and 927. So we could easily keep going if we had more time in the day, but the day is coming to an end. We got about an hour and a half, 2 hours more of sun, and probably only about an hour's worth of sun that hits the panels. So we're going to start the generator, mostly because we have company over and we don't want to be all trying to save power and stuff when we have company over. Like, you want to be able to use everything you want to use, all the lights and everything. We normally do that anyways, but oh, look at that. The sun's come out even more since I came in here. It's looking nice and bright. Anyways, let's see if that diesel generator will start with the remote start like we were doing inside the house. So we got the remote here. There, you can see what it's doing. Oh, she almost started. No. All right, I don't want to wreck the starter, wreck the solenoids or anything. So let's take a look here. See how this little thing's doing. Is it warm? Oh yeah, she's warm. Is the metal warm behind it? Yep, it's warm. It's definitely not transferring as much as I wanted it to. I think this has a little thermometer in it. It only gets so hot before it shuts off. But it's nice and hot. Oh, you can see from me touching it, it started smoking. So it's pretty dang hot. It's definitely warmed up the generator slightly. So let's see if it'll start. We're gonna turn the main breaker off. Let's see if it starts. Not even a fire. Like, should be firing. Huh. I wonder if this thing's not doing something right up here. The needle, the electronic needle. I'm gonna give that a little tap and see what happens. And the sun's out. Woohoo! For a little bit anyways. Now I'm gonna try and find you guys a nice spot. I'm gonna apply straight heat into the intake so it's got nice hot intake air for combustion. It'll start a lot easier. I want to see if this thing starts in general. I feel like it should be starting, but I mean, maybe it is too cold. We're about to find out. I think I figured out a spot. Let's find out. I think you can see. I'm not sure. Okay, so I'm wondering if this where is it here? The pin that is attached to this. Right here, there's an automatic fuel shut off. I'm wondering if it's not activating. So take this main panel off. Nothing wants to move, of course. Oh boy, where is this? This blue cable comes up to here from there. Okay, I gotta look into this. Now I know there's a lockout button and I see some burnt out traces here, and I'm wondering, I also see I see some weird stuff happening here. Like that's there because there's a burnt out trace. That goes to here, and this was added because there's a burnt out trace. This could be from the factory, this could be a repair, I don't know. Oh boy. Well, we got to figure this out because she ain't working. Wow, it's really loud without the intake on, but I was right. That pin there for the fuel, for the remote start was stuck. I think it was frozen because I ran this out of fuel. I guess I got to start running it out of fuel or something, but I finally got it to work by manually. I got this hooked to positive and I was manually engaging it while I was cranking it over, and I finally got it to start. Anyways, let's get this thing back together. Alright, everything's put back together. Let's see if it starts now. If it doesn't start, it'll be a little bit frustrating because it started before. Here we go. Just fine. So I ran this out of fuel. I'm pretty sure that needle stuck, was iced up. I also put some heat on it, but it seems to be running fine now. Seems like out here in the frozen west, generators don't like to run, especially diesels with no glow plugs. But I mean, I've had colder days where this started. That's why when I wasn't starting it, all of a sudden it clicked in my mind. I was like, there's something wrong here. I gotta figure this out. But we got her working. There's another generator not running to running video. Let's hook her up. Alright, just hooked it up. I'm gonna leave the charger outside because I think it's getting rattled to death. Pretty sure the outdoor element's better for it. This is gonna be all enclosed eventually. I'm gonna extend this roof down. It's hard to tell when a load is put on this thing. Now, I found some specs on this. This is not near as big of a generator as I thought it was. It's a 6 kilowatt generator with a 6.6 surge. But this takes surges way better than this one does. This is a 7,000 watt continuous, 9,000 watt peak. I think that's just extreme over exaggeration because I don't notice much of a difference between this one and this one. Actually, I don't know any difference. The only difference is this one, if I fully load it, it shoots out a bit of black smoke, where this one does not because it's gasoline. So I don't overload it as much. So, we're at 10 hours now. Yeah. That's running the whole house right now, charging the batteries at 56 amps, I believe it is. So we're gonna go inside and take a look at that. And yeah, I'm gonna cover it back up. And I bet you now it would probably start from remote start, maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure. I think I need to put a bigger battery on it, or at least heat it up internally higher. I actually gotta turn this all off because I have the block heater and the engine warming up, so I have to turn it off from my phone right now. All right, we're inside the shed, and yep, 56 amps going into the batteries at 60.6 volts, and we're running everything else in the house, and our solar is starting to drop off. Still made some power though. So let's see, we got 5 kilowatts ish, so say 10 ish, 13, say around 16 kilowatt hours we had come in through solar today. It was raining and snowing all day, so that's really good. Very happy with that result actually. 17 degrees in here, nice and warm. And yeah, the generator's working great now. So that little pin, I believe, was stuck. I'm guessing some snow or some ice or something built up after I completely emptied the tank, because I just ran it till empty. I guess it's something I'm gonna have to stop doing when I go to bed. I'm just gonna have to shut it off with the remote, and that's gonna save me a ton of headache. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. There it is, purring away like it's supposed to. I cranked that thing far too many times. I should have clued in sooner that there's something wrong. I jotted it up to it being too cold. That's too bad. At least it has a good starter. Had no problem with that. It actually, I could hear the battery draining multiple times, but it was just not getting fuel. So I'm definitely gonna just run it. I know it can run about 5.5 hours on a full tank. So at about 4.5, 5 hours, I'm just gonna shut it off with the remote. I'm gonna look at the time, and that's the way I'm gonna do it from now on. Until I have a giant tank hooked up to it, then I won't have to worry about it anymore. All right, well, this is what this generator looks like when it's pushed to its absolute limit. Smoky. We got about 210 volts. So she is trying. But yeah, we're gonna reduce this load. I just wanted to see how it worked. See if these breakers would hold up, and they're holding up. But they're not blowing. You would think it would blow, but anyways. Pushing about 7,000 plus watts right now.